This this Common Core thing, I want to talk about this. In fact, a few people have asked me about it. Why is Common Core important? Well, it's unbelievably dangerous. That's why it's a new educational curriculum that's been brought into the United States now. Not in every state, but in quite a lot of states. Some states have actually rejected it. The big champion of it is Bill Gates, of course, the robot himself, the emperor of Asperger's or whatever the fuck he is. And it's originally derived from the New School in New York. Now, the New School in New York is a very interesting place. It's basically about changing human cognitive functioning, human behavioral models, and it was brought, excuse me, it was brought to the United States by from the Frankfurt School, and that's why the New School was always about social engineering, but not just social engineering in a minor sense. I mean, radically changing and altering humans and human behavior. And this is what Common Core is about, to create a gap where you don't have an understanding between generations. So the children entering the Common Core curriculum now will not be able to relate to their adult parents by the time they graduate. But long before that, the parents won't be able to help them with homework or anything. I have a link below that explains how Common Core works and some examples of the absolute madness behind it. Now, what they're really doing is they're cognitively changing children in order to rewire their neural pathways and cerebral partitions. This is for the new economy. It's think of it in the same way as when they faded out trades and guilds, brought in apprenticeships, and then the Industrial Revolution ended and they had the IT generation and all that kind of thing. It's the next stage of that. It's just business now. Don't get worried about it. This is the new modern fangled thing, and if you're against it, you're like a retard, as you know, some guy on skepticaldebunkers.com would call you. You're supposed to, automatically embrace it, because it's Bill Gates. He's the technochrist, So all the skeptics and all the cultural Marxists are all like, they're all pulling themselves off thinking about Common Core and how it would change humanity. And it's for science, like those kind of like gobshites. It's not for science; it's for business. Now, let me explain to you what they're really doing is. You say this is the kids today, right? And down here I have transhumanism, robots, the machine, right? What's happening is Common Core is being used to push down, along with psych meds, I might add, and things like the DSM, to push down the cognitive dynamic awareness of children as technology and artificial AI and technology increases, till they reach the point where they will reach this kind of thing called the singularity. It'll be an equilibrium. They can't make robots or artificial intelligence fast enough, right, to overtake humans. So the new plan now is to destroy humanity. I know you think this is bullshit, but this is what's happening. No sane person could watch the Common Core curriculum and say this is a good thing for the human race. They want to make a race of morons, right? So by degrading and corrupting the human cognitive functioning at the same time that they can bring up AI, we'll then have this equilibrium of insanity where the robot and the human will go off together, and eventually the human will be wiped out because Bill Gates' children or his whatever takes over from him. They will have such a hatred of humans that they'll just see humans as a software program that has to be removed. Humans have to go because they're obsolete. This is the kind of crazies we're dealing with. Now, what's the way out of it? Well, here's the way out of it. There's no way out of it. Okay, it's going to happen. It's doomed. Okay, it's doomed to happen. Will we all be subject to it? No, they'll be kind of like wild people and run off into the system. You see this Venus project and this Zeitgeist movement, they're a huge part of it as well. They're there to create the soulless, dead, empty, rotten cities that the Zeitgeisters and the Venus Project people think is wonderful, and that will be hell on earth to the rest of us. There'll be nothing there to live for. So the savages will move off, and I'm already savage. I have every intention of being a savage. I'm going back to the native. I'm Bohemian Plus. That's where I'm heading. And I don't want to be part of that Bill Gates Common Core world. If your kids, now it's still to play for in America. Some states have rejected it, so it's very likely that it could be smashed. But parents don't care, like parents don't parent anymore. When their kids are annoying them, they give them Ritalin, so they're not going to bother like making the effort to actually, go over Common Core. The parent won't be able to understand the homework. Some parents will, the normal ones, but the majority, they're too busy obsessed with TV and sports. So Common Core, yeah, it's diabolical. Yeah, it's horrible, but and that's the end of it. It's the destruction of the human race to replace us with artificial intelligence. Uh, Please come along, you fucking morons who will say, just Sheridan, you're just fucking going on about nothing. I don't give a shit. Come forward. I don't give a fuck. You're wrong. Read their document. Go to the Singularity website. Look at what Gates says. They're replacing you. So you can sit there with your skeptical, debunkerly mind, not skeptical at all. It's adherence to orthodoxy and slavish infatuation with authority. You go do that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You'll be dead, I'll be dead, and a robot will run the world. Robots will run the world. So Common Core, it's going to take over America probably, and of course it will come to Europe because the European Union is just another business model at the end of the day. And so, enjoy life while you can. It's the end of it.